When you think of Zelda games, what kind of gameplay that comes to your mind? Is it an epic top-down perspective with various dungeon and fun puzzle solving? Or a game with astonishing 3D graphics with the vast land of Hyrule? But actually, none of that really made up the black sheep of the Zelda family, Zelda II The Adventure of Link, that released in 1987 for the NES. But why is it so bad? In today's video, we will be covering the topic why Zelda II considered a bad game. So without further ado, let's dive into the elements that made Zelda II bad. It's for this reason that Zelda 2 has generally been viewed as the black sheep of the Zelda series, a big dramatic departure from just about every game mechanic found in the game that came before it. The first Legend of Zelda game introduced player to an open-world adventure that focused on a top-down perspective, allowing them to explore and solve puzzles in an enormous interconnecting world. On the other hand, Zelda 2 had a view in the form of a side view for action and a top-down view for its map. This type of change in the view was so disruptive and suddenly jarring to the player base used to the first game. The swiftness with which the view switch saw an interruption of continuity and inconsistency, proving rather distracting for the players. Another problem in Zelda 2 was the almost too steep difficulty curve. Although challenging gameplay can be rewarding, with Zelda 2, it is often fell over the line into a nuisance. The combat system were more intricate, hence more timing and positioning were required, an opposite approach from the first game, where the mechanics were relatively simple. Also, an experience point system, a kind of RPG element, was added to the game, which the original title didn't have. As an example, it meant that players were forced to grind experience points for a level, a feature that many considered boring and out of step with the Zelda series. Additionally, the game's punishment for death, in which every character lost his experience and had to start back from zero in the overworld, only added up to the frustration. Zelda 2 was also known for its very vague direction and mysterious puzzles. This quite often left the player with very little, or at times even no idea at all, of where to head next or what exactly they were supposed to do. Necessary items and ways were veiled behind such obscure clues and vague hints that got lost in the translation from Japanese to English, and this meant playing the game had a very trial and error approach. Consequently, players wandered around somewhat aimlessly, hoping to stumble upon the next objective. This frustration of becoming stuck and not finding a way out really took away a lot of the overall enjoyment of the game. The visual and artistic designs for Zelda 2 were criticized as well. The game's graphics themselves are notably inconsistent. There's a clear difference in quality between the side-scrolling action segments and the top-down overworld. Character sprites and enemy designs had lost the charm of making the sense of the earlier game. The environments, more often than not, were kind of bland and repetitive, not really drawing into that full enveloping world players would come to expect in the Zelda series. This inconsistency further induced players and lessened the overall experience of the game. Nothing is perfect as much as Zelda II The Adventure of Link they try to innovate and add new elements into the series, straying from what worked in gameplay mechanics and increasing the level of difficulty with cryptic direction and inconsistent designs are part of the reason why it was banned. But that does mean, crucially, even a cherished and favorite franchise like The Legend of Zelda will be fallible and not perfect. Zelda 2 remains one that nothing is perfect, and even the greatest series can generate a kind of product that is not embraced at all. Zelda 2 can definitely be appreciated by those who look at it as something different in the whole legacy of the series. It's a very ambitious attempt to have totally different styles of gameplay, and while it not be successful, it completely reflects the changes that the series makes, and most of all, the willingness to take risks beyond their comfort zone. Zelda 2 is a game that shows us that part of making a game is getting past those trials and error, showing even the most critically reviled game can develop an offbeat charm. Thank you guys so much for watching till the end. If you like this type of content, drop a like so I know that you guys enjoy this type of content. Thanks again to you guys, and until the next time, see you guys in the next one.